research last week in Petane, in Quicandes. And trust me, the passion and the seriousness of the ancestral land issue in the South is something we all need to take heed. We'll take one more contribution, and then we're going to adjourn for lunch, and after that we'll continue with the program.
Okay, good afternoon.
The microphone?
Good afternoon. My name is Victoria Ita. I'm a politics student from the University of Namibia. My comment is on this. As Dr. John pointed out, we're talking about land for production
and
investment. How do we produce if the masses do not have the land? There is no production if the masses do not have the land. The 10% of the Namibians who are actually not Namibians own the land. So you expect as a nation to begin to produce. How do we produce if we do not have the land? So it is needed for expropriation of land to take place in order for the masses to stop this influx of 27% of people living in formal settlements in shacks. If we want to decrease this influx of people, we need to give the people the land. And it's not about they are unable to produce or they do not know what they are doing or they are poor, as our minister stated. But it is about giving these people, empowering these people to tell them that yes, you are able to and you can. So if we are talking about production, we have to make sure that we do give these people the resources to be able to produce and invest in the country, invest in the economic emancipation of Namibia. Thank you.
Thank you. Perhaps just final comments from you before we break for lunch? Because we're really caught for time. Just at the microphone.
Again, I appreciate your comments.
Doctor, the microphone, please.
Again, I appreciate your comments, and I appreciate the need for resolving and the ancestral land rights restitution. I agree and I accept that entirely. I come from a background where my family lost all their land and much more as well. So there's some sensitivity on my part. However, there are practicalities involved. At the moment, we have a situation with resettlement farms of 1,000, 2,000 hectares being given out. Those are just not, and believe me, and talk to somebody who's an agriculturalist who understands soil fertility, understands issues of economics. Those farms are just not viable. That's 1,000 hectares, 2,000 hectares in many parts of the country have no conceivable viability. People will get that land, but only at that kind of scale. A very small number of people will get that land. The ancestral land problem would be resolved. But in terms of making any difference to people's livelihoods, there would be no difference. The people will still vote with their feet. They'll still move to Windhoek because that is where there are economic opportunities, and as much as we all have concerns about rights and ethics and morals and undoing the injustices of the past, people need to live. And I just urge, for what it's worth, and I accept that I'm on the wrong side of this debate, but I do urge you to think about the plight of the great majority of poor people who have no land rights, and if they were given a few hectares in the middle of nowhere, that would certainly satisfy some sort of, it would satisfy their need to have a piece of land, but it would make no difference. In fact, it would probably press them into greater poverty than they are now. And on that point, I'll defend my position.
Thank you, Doctor. Quite sad that the ancestral land issue is not on the agenda for the land conference, but perhaps there's still enough time to push for that. Nonetheless, thank you so much for all the contributions. We understand, of course, this is an issue that is quite close to everybody and a sensitive one, but that's why we have this platform, so we can continue to engage. Unless we talk about things that make us uncomfortable, we are not going to be able to reach the truth and, of course, have the kind of solutions that will make everybody happy at the end of the day. Lunch is served in the Welwitschia, immediately on if you go out at the main reception of the hotel in the Welwitschia. As you're stepping out, you'll receive the tickets at the doors for your lunch. Thank you. 2 o'clock sharp. We resume 2 o'clock sharp. Thank you.